Welcome back to another Playground Sessions YouTube lesson. Today I'm going to be walking you through 3 different difficulty levels of Billy Joel's Piano Man. We're going to be looking at the rookie level, the intermediate level, and the advanced level arrangement from our Playground Sessions interactive app. So I'm going to demo them for you first, and then I'm going to break each one down, and I'm going to talk about how we arrange songs for different difficulty levels. And I'm going to give you a preview of what types of things you might see in our song store if you're looking for certain difficulty levels. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to play the rookie level, then intermediate, then advanced, and we're going to be focusing on that iconic intro today. Let's get started. Here's the intro at the rookie level. Okay, now before I demo the intermediate level arrangement, I want to see if you guys can notice the differences between the rookie and this intermediate level right here. Okay, now, same thing. I'm about to demo the advanced level. Let's see if you can pick up on what extra bells and whistles we've added to this arrangement. Okay, there we go. So once again, I'm going to break these down for you, and we're not going to go quite as deep as we might if we were going to be looking at just one level, because I want to try to cover all 3 today. So we're going to be moving quickly. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them in time. All right, let's get started with this rookie level intro first. And let's go ahead and start with the right hand first. And first we'll take a look at our key signature and our time signature. Our key signature here, 0 sharps, 0 flats. That tells us we're in the key of C major. Our time signature here may look like a strange one. We have this written as 6/4, but don't overthink that. Remember, the top number tells you how many beats are in a measure. The bottom number tells you what note gets the beat. So here we have 6 beats in a measure, and the quarter note gets the beat. 6 quarter notes in each measure, or the equivalent of that when we mix up our note values. So if we look at the first measure, we can see a half note, and then we see 4 quarter notes. Well, we know that a half note is the equivalent of 2 quarter notes. So if you count that half note as 2 quarter notes, you'll see we have 6 quarter notes in that measure. Okay, and the same is true for the rest of the measures in this song. That time signature applies to every measure in this song. And when we count that, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice how I'm dividing that measure of 6 counts into 2 equal halves. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. So sometimes when we have a time signature with a 6 in the numerator, we like to say that we can feel that in 2. Oh, 6/4? Yeah, we can just feel that in 2. Now, here's what that means. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1 half, second half. We're counting groups of 3s, and we're dividing them into 2 groups. So we're feeling it in 2. All right, let's leave it there for now since we want to keep this video moving. Let's talk about our first few notes here. We're going to start pretty high up with a G way up here, an octave above the middle C area. With our 4th finger. And then our pinky plays A, and then we walk back down Okay, again C, tied, and then we have D, C, D. Rest. Move your 2-finger up now to the E, E, F. Next line down, G, A, G, F, E, F, E, C. Thumb now down to A, pinky on F. Now walk down. Thumb on low F. Now 4th finger is going to play G. That's so that we can free up these fingers to play F, E, D, E, F, G, F, E, G. There we have it. So now let's switch gears to the left hand. The left hand stays in one hand position the whole time. We're going to have our thumb on middle C, and we're going to walk down our little bass line, which is very iconic to this. And as we get into the more difficult levels, I'll fill out these left hands a bit more and we can look at the chords in a more full context. But for now, the essence of it is just this single note descending passage. When we get to the F, we're going to play another F, then we play F sharp, walking up again to G. All right, now next line down, we start that pattern again. C walking down. Now this time we play F just once, then G, then C for the whole measure. Next line, we have dotted whole notes. Remember, a whole note gets 4 counts. The dot adds half of it to itself, so 4 plus 2 equals 6. A dotted half note takes up the whole measure in the time signature of 6/4. As you may have seen by now, the rookie level arrangements in the Playground Song Store tend to have single notes in each hand, not big full chords just yet in the left hand. And we're going to save that for intermediate and advanced. In the right hand, we tend to see a more simplified melody, typically simplified with the rhythms. Okay, we tend to make the rhythms a bit more digestible, a bit more easy to play, and a bit more easy to coordinate between the hands. But again, as we move into more difficult territory, you're going to see that stuff change and get more difficult, of course. So keep that in mind. For rookie level arrangements, you're often going to see that single note in the left hand as well. And let's hear how this sounds now with both hands together. I'm going to go ahead and play this for you guys at full speed, and then we'll move on to breaking down intermediate. Hey, there we go. 100% for rookie. If you're still with me, that means we've just graduated. We're moving up to intermediate now. In the rookie level stuff, we have single notes in each hand and we have simplified rhythms. Well, welcome to intermediate. We're gonna have chords, sometimes 3 or 4 note chords. We're gonna sometimes use chord inversions. We're gonna get into all sorts of cool stuff there. In the right hand, we're gonna actually bring back in some of those rhythms from the melody that you may be familiar with, because I'm sure you know how this song sounds, even if you don't know how to play it yet. So in the intermediate and then advanced level melodies, they're gonna sound more accurate because we have not simplified them quite as much. You guys ready to dive in and see what level 2 looks like? Here's Piano Man intro at the intermediate level. First, our key signature has not changed, still in the key of C. However, our time signature has changed. We are not in 6/4 anymore, we are in 6/8. Still 6 beats per measure, but instead of the quarter note getting a beat, the 8th note gets a beat. The way the music feels and sounds may not change very much for you, but the way that it's written from rookie to intermediate changes quite a bit, because when an 8 is on the bottom of the time signature, you're going to see a lot more 8ths and 16th notes, as well as some syncopations like dotted 8ths or dotted 16ths, or dotted quarter notes even. So just that simple time signature change makes our notation look a lot more intimidating. However, it is actually technically more closely accurate to the original, so we are stepping up here. Now, aside from just the visual representation of the notes, we actually do have some more syncopated rhythms in the right hand. So let's go over it. We have the same notes that we started with in rookie, but instead of playing even quarter notes, Now we have a rhythm more like this. Much more close to the way that Billy Joel sang it, right? Let's keep moving. Next phrase, thumb on C. Now here we have a quick 16 to an eighth. Next measure, D, tied over, E, F, G, quick A, G, F, quick E, quick F, quick E. So all these 16th notes are pretty quick. Again, starting on measure 5, it goes. Okay, now 2 on C, 5 on F, walking down, G, F. Notice there, I go C, thumb on G, fourth finger over to F right away. Next line down, G, F, E, D, E. So notice the ending here, we're not just playing dotted whole notes anymore. We actually have a bit of a counter melody. After we play our final, we don't just hold that C, we come down now and we add to what the left hand is doing, which is something like this. Something like that. But we'll get into the left hand in just a sec. For now, let's go ahead and play through this right hand part in time so we can get a sense of these syncopations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we have it. Okay, now let's move on to the left hand. Sometimes, even at the intermediate level, you still may see single notes in the left hand. That doesn't mean it's been overly simplified. Sometimes that just means all that's needed here are single notes. Again, in the rookie level breakdown, I told you that the essence of this harmony part lies in this descending part. Right? Well, here, we're going to retain a bit of that, but we're going to keep that pattern going down, so we actually do need to change our hand position. And then if you look ahead, you can actually see we're adding notes to these. We're not playing single notes at the end anymore. We're playing 2-note chords. So let's go over this. We're going to start with the middle C, walk down, but here we're changing hand positions right away. Thumb under to A. That's going to allow us to come down here lower than F to E, and then even D. Now back up to G. And then again, thumb up to C. We'll start the pattern again. This time, don't change hand positions, because our lowest note is F. Now back up to G. And here, we're going to change. We're going to jump down to this C fifth, then C to F. Well, excuse me, the chord is an F over C, but technically we're just playing C and A. And then we have a G over C, but technically we're just playing this B note over C. Then back to that F over C, which we're voicing as an A and a C. And that's the idea. So we're keeping our pinky on C, and our thumb is moving up. G, A, B, back to A, back to G, and we'll do that again. Not a ton of difficult rhythms. In fact, every rhythm in this section is the same. It's a dotted quarter note. And in the time signature of 6/8, who can tell us in the comments below how many beats or counts a dotted quarter note gets? Help us out. All right, now let's go ahead and put these hands together. All right, that was fun to play at the intermediate level. The right hand melody sounds much more closely accurate, right, to the Billy Joel recording that we all know. It hasn't been simplified rhythmically anymore. And the left hand chords are now starting to fill in, especially at that end. And did you know that the right hand at that end was actually not playing the melody anymore. The right hand was joining the left hand for two-hand chords. That's right. Once we got done with the that melody part, right, we landed here. It's a beautiful little three-note chord that you're voicing spread out between two hands. Very cool, right? Well, now, if you're still with me and you're ready, we're going to take a peek at the advanced level arrangement. And if you think we added some good stuff from rookie to intermediate, just wait until you see what we've got in store for advanced. Let's dive in. Okay, key signature still has not changed. The original recording is in the key of C. Now, sometimes, if a song is in a difficult key, when we make an intermediate or rookie level arrangement, we'll change it to the key of C, because the key of C is pretty easy. No sharps, no flats. But this original song is in the key of C, so we're still in C, even at the advanced level. Time signature hasn't changed from intermediate, still 6/8. So 6 beats per measure, and the 8th note gets the beat. Now here, our notes actually do change. We're going to start on a high C. Then we get back down to that figure that sounds more recognizable. Instead of starting here, we're starting on C. So far, kind of familiar, right? Now look ahead, thumb to E, 3 on G. Thumb to C. So far, not too different, right? I mean, except for that high note. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same as intermediate, until we get to here, the final line. So remember, in intermediate, when the melody's done, we jumped down and played some single notes that were part of the left-hand chord. Well, here, we're going to do a similar thing, but it's going to be a much more difficult part. So we're going to wrap up our vocal melody, then jump down an octave to the C. Very quick, 2 16th notes and an 8th. Same thing, but now instead of C, E, C, we're going to go C, F, C. Next we have C, G, C. And then we walk down F, E, D, and then again. Rest, rest. So a wide position. We're resting on our strong beats. We're playing some difficult rhythms. And this is all just for the left-hand chord. The vocal melody is done. Okay, so speaking of left hand, we're going to get into that in just a sec. But I'd like to play through this right-hand part on its own to give you guys some practice with this. Okay, let's get on to that left-hand part. Boom! See that? Right out of the gate. We're not playing chords, block chords. We're playing broken chord patterns. This is difficult. So let's go over it. Each one of these outlines our chord. And typically we're going to have an octave position with a core note in the middle. So for the C chord, we're going to play C roots. We're going to have this G in the middle. And I want you to think about each group of 3/8 notes as one shape. So this is our first chord, even though we're playing it one note at a time. C, G, C. Our next chord looks like this. It's a G major chord with a B in the bass, G over B. And again, this is the chord shape, but we're going to play it one note at a time from low to high. So measure 1 goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep that pattern going. Next measure we have A, F, A, and then G, E, G. Then F, C, F, E, C, E, and then things get a little different here. We go D, F sharp, to D, and then G, D, G. Okay? Now, next line starts the same way. C, G over B, F over A, E minor over G, F, G, and then here we get into some chording. This is like the post melody. Now, just like the intermediate level arrangement, we have C and G, C and an A, C and a B, and then instead of just playing this one again, we actually are going to do a cool little walk down pattern. Nice, right? And if you remember, the right hand part is doing this. Watch how this beautifully matches up with that part. All right, now the final stretch, the thing we've all been waiting for. Let's put these hands together at the advanced level. Yeah, all right. 100% across the board for all levels. Rookie, intermediate, and advanced. We got the intro for Piano Man down. So Billy, Joel, if you're watching, which you probably aren't because you already know this song, and you liked what you saw, you got to give us some love. Give me a thumbs up, Billy. And everyone else out there that's watching, if you learned something, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to see more lessons like this one, where I break down the different difficulty levels that you can work through in the Playground Sessions interactive app, you gotta let me know that below too. Lastly, I'll tell you guys that we're doing a free trial right now of our interactive app. It's 30 days. You can try the app with all the bells and whistles, just like a full paid member gets. But you don't have to pay anything for those 30 days. If you don't like it, you can cancel all the way up to day 30 without any payment, all right? So that really means no strings attached. Check it out by tapping this card above that says, "What are you waiting for?" There's a free trial over there for you. The app grades you as you play, and we've got the full song of every song and every difficulty level as well. It's not just the intro like we covered today. Thanks again for watching, you guys. I'm Phil. I love teaching you how to play piano, so I hope I see you for the next video lesson. Thanks for watching Playground. The features you saw on screen today can be at your fingertips with the Playground Sessions app. Co-created by music legend Quincy Jones, Playground teaches the piano with interactive feedback and gaming features, all while using your favorite songs. All right, guys, I'm Phil. Hit subscribe so I can see you for the next video.